All right, what's going on, people? How y'all doing? It's Monday night, the man you love to hate. That's right. I've been gone for a long time, but I'm back, and I'm going to try to be more consistent with bringing my videos. Now, let's talk about my man Rodney Hinton Jr., the father of son that was murdered by the Cincinnati, Ohio Police Department, and he took retaliation by taking out one of the deputies in Cincinnati, Ohio. Now, a lot of people come out of the mouth saying that what he did was wrong, it was careless, he was a criminal, this, that, and the third, and I'm gonna be real with you. I stand with him. I mean, we have to realize and understand the situation as it is. As a black man in this country, we have to realize that we are hunted. We're not wanted. We're the most hated, most imitated. This man witnessed his son being murdered by Cincinnati's finest. You can sit here and try to say that the car was stolen he was in, and let's be real. Okay, his car that they allegedly said was stolen, the police roll up on him. All of a sudden, him and 3 other friends jump out the car and flee. All of a sudden, they say Rodney Hinton Jr.'s son had a gun. Now, in Cincinnati, Ohio, it's open and carry state. Now, it also says you got to be 21 though. He's only 18, okay? But the body cam footage of the situation doesn't, well, I can't tell if the young man was brandishing a gun or not. But of course, the police say he did. Of course, everybody that sides with the police said he had a gun. He pointed it at the officer. Then all of a sudden, the officer yelled, "Gun, gun, gun." Shot him in the back. Let's look at that for a second. Shot him in the back. Now, you shoot somebody in the back, that means that person is fleeing away from you. You're not in any kind of immediate danger. So why is he dead? Now, yes, I can speculate. Yes, I can judge because I'm not a police officer. I'm not in that situation, but let's understand. If you're talking about legalities and things of that nature, you want to be legal with it, at that moment, the officer was not in harm's way. And let's pause that right here. Now let's go to Susan Laprise, Laprise. Now, Connecticut, Maine. This woman had a death wish. She was unstable mentally. She went to the bar, had a couple of drinks, and let it be known to, I think, the bartender or some a person that she met at the bar that she was just having a conversation with, that she was getting ready to go to the police station and she about to kill somebody. So she goes into the Bristol police station in Connecticut, Maine, goes to the Bristol police station with a gun, brandished the gun, and let off rounds inside of the police station. You wanna know what happened to her? She got shot. She didn't die. They shot her, I think, in a non-life-threatening situation, in a non-life-threatening area, to where she can go to the hospital, get surgery or whatever situation, get the bullet removed, what have you, live to go ahead and be sentenced to 12 years in prison. Now, what's the difference between Suzanne Laprise and Rodney Hinton Jr.'s son? 2 things. Rodney Hinton Jr.'s son is black and he's a male. Suzanne Laprise, she's a white woman. Police can restrain. They can de-escalate situations. Why Rodney's son couldn't have the same fate? And you got so many content creators are calling Rodney Hinton Jr.'s son thug, carjacker, which carjacking and being in a stolen car are two different crimes. Carjacking is most violent. This man did none of those things. But he's no longer alive. Why are police so ready to murder us? How come restraint and de-escalation is not on their mindset when they're dealing with a black man? I get it. We're violent. We're angry. And Lord knows there's so many things that we can do. We want to just kill, kill, kill. Susan the Prize, she wanted to kill too. Why wasn't her life taken? Why? Now, Rodney Hinton Jr. sees his son, the body cam footage of his son's murder, because that's what it is. Murder. What happens? Tell you what happens. He's enraged. He's hurt. And I have sons. Hell, I have sons and daughters. And I swear, I don't want to know the pain of losing my kids, especially to something as murder, being murdered by the very ones that my tax dollars pay. So he sees the body cam footage. And I can just, and I'm speculating, and I know a lot of people look at this video, you don't know what happened. No. I am putting myself in this man's situation. The mother probably start blaming him for the murder of their son. You was never there, whatever, because the mother's lashing out. Now I'm speculating, not saying this happened, I am speculating. He lost his son. I don't know if it's the only son. I don't know if he's, I don't know if he had other children. But imagine if it was his only son. And imagine this, he was there from day one for his child. You know, people have come out of the mouth and say he wasn't a good father. How do you know? Because his son allegedly stole a car or was in a stolen car. And I've heard, and I don't know how true it is, but I've heard the car wasn't even stolen. The car was his son's. And somehow he missed some payments. You can't sit here and tell me you can't see the cover up. You can't sit here and tell me you don't see the cover up. But let's keep going. I'm a father. I just saw my son being murdered. I'm being blamed for the murder. I just lost my child. So I get into my vehicle and I'm driving. All of a sudden, I see a police officer. Not the one that shot and killed my son, but I just see a police officer. Minding his business. And also allowing, he's doing traffic duty at a graduation ceremony. Stops. He ponders the idea. The officer's going to get off. I'm not going to receive justice. My son is gone. What am I left to do? Floors it, his vehicle, right into that police officer's direction. Hits him. Runs right into him. And later on, throughout the day, the police officer is taken to the hospital and he dies because of the injury. I understand. I do. I get it. An eye for an eye. You want to go biblical? Eye for an eye. And I know you people have said, well, it wasn't a police officer that killed his son. Didn't have to be. It was Cincinnati Police Department sheriff. Everybody got to take the hit on this one. It's the same way when they roll up on black young men in any kind of situation, and this is not the man you're looking for, doesn't make a difference. You look like you're suspicious. You look like you've committed a crime. Let me see your ID. As a matter of fact, get down on the ground. Guns first. I'm walking, minding my business, sir. I don't make a difference. Get down, get down, get down. Let me see your ID. Papers. Slave patrol. So, rams into the police officer. And quick, what do? All of a sudden, this police officer, his whole life story, he's innocent, he's a father, he's a husband, he's the salt of the earth. But what do they do to us? When they murder us. Now they come for our character. Rodney Hinton Jr.'s son, he's a thug. Carjacker. Gun-wielding thug. But you're not talking about this police officer that was just murdered. You're not assassinating his character. We don't know what kind of police officer he was. All we know is that he is a police officer. I think he was a 20-some-odd year veteran. I think he retired. He was just pretty much working, doing this, conducting traffic. You know, we don't know what kind of officer he was. And then you're like, well, my God, you don't have any kind of remorse. Not really, I really don't. Because you never had, what police officer have you ever heard have remorse for taking one of our children out? What police officer has ever gotten on TV and said these words, I'm sorry. I apologize. It had to happen. I'm so sorry, though. Do you hear that? Never. But we're supposed to have remorse for this police officer. And then I heard one content creator come out of my office and say, but you'll call the police when you need them. That's what they get paid for. And trust, believe, if I don't need them, I'm not calling them. I'm not. If my car gets stolen, it's a stolen vehicle. Ain't nothing I can do. You're not going to recover it. And if you do, I don't want it no more. Because God knows what they've done to it. Now, the white community finds my man Rodney Hinton Jr. as a criminal. Yeah. But I have to ask a question. Would he have done that if his son wasn't murdered? Because from my understanding, he had no priors. And if he did, was murder one of them? And what I love about this brother, he's not saying a word. He's not giving any kind of explanation for his actions. He's just there. And when he was in court, the first time to talk about a bond, what did you see? You had a room full of police officers. And him. And hear what the judge said? Good morning. He didn't respond, but his public defender said, he said good morning, Your Honor. He speaks very low, very softly. Then what did he do when they said no bond? He didn't ask for a bond. He didn't ask to be bailed out. He got up, handcuffed, walked and looked at every last one of those cops' faces and was not scared. See, that was a double kill to the police, because I ain't scared about my fate. Do what you gotta do. I can die knowing that I revenged my son. I'm good. Do whatever you gotta do. Never said a word. And see, no one talks about that. He's not showing remorse about the officer he killed. So, is the officer who killed his son showing remorse? Or does he get rewarded by getting a paid vacation? And he's deemed a hero. And then I've heard some people say, black people always want to sit there and make heroes out of criminals. Do you not realize the black history of this country? You know how many losses we've had since slavery? There's a 100-year history after slavery, during Jim Crow, where white people hunted and murdered us just because we're black. It was not only a something done just to be violent and terrorizing the black community, it was also done by design. See, in those times after slavery, when black people got together, because white people thought that we were going to just straight cold get revenge, because that's what they would have done to us. They would have done that to us. But what we did was banded together and we started our own communities, our own towns. And we work within the community to take care of us. That's right. Still had racism going on. Yes, you did. Because we were forced to work together, forced to live with each other. There was no other options. And we survived. We didn't just survive. Oh shit, we became wealthy. We was gaining economic power. We were doing so well that white people that was right across the road couldn't believe it. We were doing better than them. So what happened? At Black Progress, white folks came and took it. They used the military. They used hate. They used white citizens. They used the police force. And they burned it down. You just have the stories of black towns. And that was done by design. Because white folks realized they don't need us. But we can't have that. See, white people want us to depend on them. They have the control, so they can mock us for needing them, make fun of us because we're not getting ahead, judge us for not getting ahead, even though they keep moving the finish line. So why should I have remorse? Why should all of a sudden I believe in this God that has been enforced on me? This Christian religion has been forced on us. Yes. Wasn't what we just adopted and just took. No, it was forced in us. They used Christianity to make us better slaves. Because before Christianity was actually given to us, because at one time, white people didn't even want to give us religion. there was a lot of slave revolts going on that people want to talk about. Nat Turner is not the only one. Yeah. Got Denmark Vesey. Yes. Yeah, do your history. Check them out. Many slave revolts. And so, slave owners got together. They're like, okay, we can't keep doing this. This is product that we're losing. We can't keep doing this. It's got to be a better way. So, let's bring in religion. Let's tell them that them serving us is the best way to heaven. And you'll get freedom in the afterlife. And guess what? We bought it. We bought that religion, held on to that religion. They even gave us a Bible where they actually made for us. It's called the Negro Bible, the Negro Slave Bible. Yes, it is. It's the actual thing. And they actually took certain parts of the actual Holy Bible to benefit them for putting us in slaves and in chains. To make it feel as though what they're doing is not considered a sin. Because the Holy Bible really, it actually validates slavery. Speaks about slavery. It's a good thing. And they pushed it to make it more docile. Easier to control. And once they saw that was working, oh my goodness. That's when they employed for us to go ahead and go to church on Sundays. But guess who was the preacher? The master. Yeah. Oh, and we still use some of those practices today. Who all remembers when you leaving after the pastor is speaking and you want to be excused, you throw your finger up? That's from slavery. Yeah. When we had to go to the bathroom or something like that, we got to throw our hands up to be excused. We think it's respect. No, it's not respectful. Mm-mm. You had to do that to be excused. The laughing barrel. I'm going off subject right now, but I want to put this out. The laughing barrel was an actual barrel that was put on plantations where black people had to go and laugh. Had to stick their heads in a barrel and laugh. Because couldn't show happiness on the plantation. It's crazy because now when they talk about the stories of slavery, they try to say we was all happy. Take the time to research slavery. Take the time. See what you find out. Now, back to my man, right? That's why we don't have remorse. My man he already felt it. Rodney Hinton Jr. murdered a Cincinnati police officer in revenge for the death of his son. I stand with Rodney Hinton Jr. I do. I have no remorse for the officer because they don't have remorse when they take us. And see, what gets me is people say, well, he's going to go to jail for the rest of his life. Well, you know what? He already knew that. Look at his actions. Does he show remorse? Huh? Is he begging and pleading to be let out? Huh? No, he's not. Now, I don't know how they're going to try it, and he could go for temporary insanity. I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. All I know is that this brother's actions, he knew what he was doing. And he was willing to accept his fate. And see, white people can't stand that. Oh, they want to control you. They want to control how you feel. They want to control what you say. They want to control what you see. His brother did what he did, not showing no remorse, could care less, and it is what it is. And did you see how the brother who rode the elevator with him, he had 3 white officers, and it was just Rodney Hinton Jr. was on the elevator. The brother already knew, oh, they about to do it. They about to straight up try to hurt that brother. Guess what? Brother got on the elevator with him and said, nah, we good. Let's roll. Come on. No, you don't have to go. No, yes, I do. Do you see that? This is what they do. This is what I'm talking about. White people want revenge. If they were slaves and we were the masters, I guarantee you there wouldn't be a black person on earth right now. Once we freed them. I guarantee you there wouldn't be one black person on this earth. But they want you to sit around here and totally just go off and just, don't have no hard feelings. Yeah, I know I killed your mother. Yeah, I know I separated your family. Yeah, I know I killed your father. Yeah, I know even in fact of killing your father, I castrated him. Yeah, I killed your brother. Yeah, I raped your sister. I did all that, but I want you to forgive me. Yeah, and what I've done by design is to make your communities even worse off than they've ever been, even though you do pay taxes. But I'm going to just give you just the bare minimum, and I'm going to take the majority of this money, put it in the white suburbs, and I'm going to beautify their libraries, their schools, their playgrounds. Yeah, we're going to leave yours in the ghetto and keep you in the ghetto. We're going to beautify ours, but we're going to keep you here. Yeah. By design. They planned it. Redlining. Telling you, do your history. It's right there. I know Trump been trying to cancel our history. Why do you think they're trying to cancel it? Because there's so many truths in it. So many truths. Seriously. Yes, the only thing they did, they wanted to actually make our history something that is about to be erased. Why you want to erase the history? And look what this man is doing. I mean, it's a whole different video, but look what he's doing. He's taking it back. He's taking it back. But don't want you to have any kind of fight or be rebellious or to reject this idea of going backwards instead of forwards into the situation of Jim Crow and want to sit and you want to fire people just because of the color of their skin. And what's amazing is you got DEI and affirmative action. You want to know why they got DEI and affirmative action? Because black people only make up 13 to 15% of the population of America. Yet we own less than 1% of the businesses in this country. How can we get jobs, man? And guess who takes advantage of the affirmative action? White women. Yeah, put that up in your pipe and smoke it. So all I'm going to say right now, I'm going to sign off. Man's Monday night. Man, you love day.